Welcome guys to this new episode of the Let's Talk Origins series. In this one, we've got Vince Zolezi or ZOSER from Sky MAVIS. He's a live ops lead for Sky MAVIS, so he's on board on anything and everything you need to know about Origins. So let's get right into that one. Okay, so welcome to this new episode of this isn't a series, it's a Let's Talk Origins series. It's basically a 1v1 a best of 5 while we just go ahead and talk everything about yourself, everything about Origin, and so I'm gonna add you here because I tried to add you but it didn't show up, so I restarted the game just in case. Everyone, this is ZOSER. Vince Zolezi, did I get that right?
Yep, that's right.
Okay, so you're you're lead for live ops in Sky MAVIS, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So the first question that I always do here, the first question I always ask is, what did you do before Axie, and how did you get into Axie or Sky MAVIS?
So the last 10 years or so, I've been working in free-to-play mobile games. I'm very familiar with gaming. Really glad to have got into it. That's definitely my passion. And I was just doing all sorts of product and live operations for free-to-play mobile games, and I kind of felt like those were getting a little old, and was ready for something new. And I learned about I really learned about cryptocurrency and blockchain in general about a year ago. And not too long after that, kind of decided that I knew I wanted my next career to be, or job to be in blockchain gaming. And sure enough, fate sort of put it out there, and literally Jiho reached out to me. He found me and headhunted me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, from that point on, it felt like a perfect match, and it worked out. And so I was super honored and cool. I had already known about Axie coming in because when I first learned about blockchain gaming, Axie was the one that stuck out for me. So I'm one of those I'm not really hesitant on things. I was just like, let's just jump right in. So, I kind of got my MetaMask set up. I got Ronin all set up, and I just kind of went out and got like 10 scholars and loaded them all up.
Oh, wow.
And said, hey, just start farming SLP, because I guess what this thing is. I played a little bit of Classic, but I just dove in. I thought the whole thing was super cool, and I saw how much potential there was. Not that Classic wasn't already in a pretty cool place, but I definitely saw how much gamification could be added to it, being in free-to-play games and features and stuff. So I got really excited, and actually it was definitely pretty much the top of my list, to be fair, as far as places I would want to be, since I wanted to work in blockchain gaming. So yeah, it worked out.
So you've been here you've been in Axie Infinity for how long?
So I started at the beginning of May. So I haven't been on the team that long.
Okay.
Yeah, so they started talking to me around February. And then, we did some there was discussions and interviews. And then I actually knew at early March that I would be starting. I just had to time it perfectly with my other job and the vacation I had to start. And there was really no rush because they knew that they wanted me for Origin, and that was still ramping up. So,
yeah, May is not that far long back, but still, I think in crypto months, it's a long time. I think May is kind of like when Axie Infinity was actually booming, getting a lot of people into the ecosystem, and I think I actually got into Axie Infinity probably around I think it was July or August, something like that. So that's when, What?
I think I wasn't too far after you, to be honest. I think it was about the same for me.
Yeah. Okay, as a live ops lead, what are you in charge of?
So basically what live operations is to me, because it's kind of a big spectrum and it can entail a lot, but it's basically to make the game more interesting on a day-to-day or week-to-week basis. So the best way I can describe it is the bread and butter of live operations is limited time events. So you've played other games out there, and you've seen they have those events, whether it's this special boss battle that's happening, or a gathering thing, or there's limited time quests and all that. All those limited time things that sort of come from a feature, happen, and then leave. I consider all those live operations. So
Okay.
that's what I'm going to be trying. That's the long-term goal of what I'm going to be trying to bring to Origin. Is those
Oh.
types of things. And I've talked about that on the Twitter a little bit when I did my intro, how, I want to get, special challenges, that will have limited time events for those, and bring Battle Pass to Axie Origin, and bring, special boss battles. Where
Oh, Battle Pass.
you know,
Okay.
Yep. And then some sort of special boss battles where you'll need to basically, so I'm just taking my turn really quick.
It's alright, it's alright.
Use of this overpowered puppy. Um, and so, yeah, sorry, I keep getting stuck on the boss battles part.
I love that, actually.
Special limited time adventures. So, obviously we have the adventure inside the game, but imagine if once in a while we had a special event adventure where you had to do certain things using specific axes. There's tons of things we could do with it. So all these types of things are things that we want to bring to Origin, so that there's, of course, the core game, which is you log on, collect your foraging rewards, play your battles, climb as high as you can, craft. This is something you do every day. And then once in a while, there'll be some other things to do, because we'll have limited time events.
Is that on, would that be an adventure, like a special level? A co-op levels, maybe?
Who knows where we'll go with it. I can tell you right now for sure, the one thing I really want us to have are like special challenges where you have to go out and do things. So like, hey, go out and, collect this Axie, or breed this part, or win this many battles.
Nice.
Those types of kind of quests, but more like not the same quest every day.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. But that's the most immediate thing for sure.
Some like weekly challenges, stuff like that. I think Fortnite had something like it, right? It had some weekly challenges, some challenges for Battle Pass as well, upgrades and such. That's a really good idea.
I think just about every single game has some sort of this like gamification of live ops, and so we'll definitely need that here.
Whew. Oh wow, okay, I'm gone. Wait, did I use runes? Oh, I didn't.
No, you didn't, so we don't have to count this patch.
I forgot. I think I was playing the tournament, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, you could set it up, and we can say this is a practice game. So that's more the long term, because obviously we have to build out these features, and so my short term day to day right now is really focused on the core Origin game, and so more immediately sort of like what SLP emissions are going to look like, and how we're going to change crafting, and just different things that are basically supporting the Phase 3 and and season 0 and season 1 coming up. So that's what a lot of my focus is right now until we really start the true live operations.
Yeah, I had a question about the actual game right now, and you kind of brought it up with the overpowered Puffy. Do you think Puffy needs a nerf, and if so, like what could be nerfed, or I don't know, maybe another card could be buffed? Biden's?
So yeah, I do think Puffy needs a nerf. The card is it just works so well together. You want to have a lot of HP, and she or they or it. Puffy has a lot of ways to get HP. Puffy does a ton of damage. That baby card is incredible. So I think undoubtedly there needs to be a small nerf there. The only thing to consider is that eventually these cards, or body parts if you will, we're going to want them released into like the, to be bred and to be able to create your own body parts with them. So you have to kind of find a fine line, because you don't want to over nerf it, because then nobody wants those body parts. So you want to find that fine line where Puffy can just be a starter Axie and not totally dominate the meta, but at the same time keep in mind that when we eventually release the body parts, however we do that, whether you can get NFT versions of Puffy's
but Puffy parts on other Axies.
Puffy parts.
Oh wow, okay, that's the first time I've heard that.
You don't. I mean, yeah,
that's cool.
I imagine that's the game plan. I definitely want to push that. All these starter Axies have some pretty cool parts. I especially think about this magic sack by Enna, right? And so I'm personally very excited to have that be a part one day, because imagine the combinations of cool stuff you can do. Obviously, Enna's package as a whole, is definitely a starter Axie. But if you can cherry pick certain things like the magic sack or the baby from Puff and really put those on a synergistic team.
Exactly, yeah.
So do keep that in mind
that.
when you imagine starter Axies, that you don't want to sometimes over-nerf their cards, because you want their body parts to be cool when you do release them.
Yeah, exactly. I think a lot of people are going to start breeding probably different Axies with Puffy parts. I've seen not new. They're coming down the line, I guess. The next free starter Axies. I've played against them in the tryout mode. The bug one, I forgot the name. I think it was Momo, the bird.
I
And
haven't even checked these out yet, so you probably know more than I do right now about this.
those, do we have like a time where they are gonna come out to the game, so people can play it in arena?
I mean, we don't have a timeline yet, but oh, do you mean wait for those starter axes or for body parts?
No, for the starter axes, for those other starter axes.
No, I don't know actually, but
Okay.
I mean, they'll definitely. I'm sure they'll definitely come if you play them on the test.
Yeah. Well, I've played against them on the test side, not ranked, but where you go to test your comp, and you get bots, and most of them have those starter axes.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Cool. Yeah, I mean, if they're built on the system, then I'm sure we'll be utilizing them in some way.
Oh no, carrot. Oh, I would have killed with a carrot. Oh crap, okay, I'm so bad. Yeah. So another thing I wanted to ask you, what do you think is next for Arjun after this season ends? We're very close. I think it's 3 or 4 days.
So, sorry, let me just finish this turn. Yeah, we're definitely a few days away. And so, well, what's going to come next is, of course, an off-season, because I think, as you can imagine, there'll always be an off-season followed by a season. That way we have some downtime to make changes, to do some patch stuff, to just kind of prepare for the next AXS season. So you should expect to see a next off-season. And then after that is another season, and obviously expect big things, because there should be no surprise that the season after this is going to be Phase 3, right? And Phase 3, whenever that is, I'm not going to say the date yet, is going to bring in SLP. It's going to bring in these NFT, Rune and Charms.
Oh yes.
And so that's going to be a game changer. I mean, it's just for so many reasons.
100%.
We're going to see a whole new type of economy now, where it's not just axes in the marketplace and, of course, land, but like we're also going to see now these items in the marketplace. So, when people start minting these, runes and charms, you can go out and then you mint a rune and charm, but you don't want that one, so you sell it, buy the one you want. There's going to be all that going on. So I'm really excited for that. Plus a lot of other cool changes. And so I'm definitely very bullish on Phase 3 coming up here.
I think there's going to be basically 2 types of players. The first of them is obviously the one that wants to go all the way to the top to get those rewards. And the other might be like a rune or charm farmer. Someone that just goes out and starts playing, crafting runes and selling them in the marketplace, independently if they want to get to the top or not. I think that's one way. Most of them, what they do is they start creating a different account to get those rewards as well. Do you think that's something that should be done? Is that like frowned upon?
Yeah, so, I mean, we're very conscientious of this, first of all. And obviously there's going to be policies put in place, like there was in Classic, to prevent these types of things, because it would be considered a form of abuse. Much like in Classic, there was certain rules about, you can't just, play as 3 axes and use all your energy and then transfer those 3 axes and use all the energy, multi-accounting, right? So we're going to obviously encapsulate some of the moon shard type of stuff into the policies as well, so that there's not moon shard abuse as well, because that could be advantageous. Nice. And so kind of where I'm going with this is that the system is going to change a little bit, you'll see. So this is a little bit of a leak here, but there's going to be a little bit of a shift in how moon shards are given out. So we're going to be pulling some away from just a little bit from like adventure and foraging, and especially leveling up your account. I guess there's still confusion on like why you need account level, for example. So a lot of this passive stuff will go away, and instead we're going to put a little more emphasis on the PvP stuff. So it's really going to be about you need to be winning PvP and ranking up and increasing your crafting level. That's going to be a big part of it, and reaching as high rank as you can. And that's going to not only enable you to craft to your max potential, but also, of course, earn SLP, earn more moon shards as well.
Like the same way as SLP. Like you can't gain it in adventure. You can't gain it playing against other people like we're doing right now. Just in arena to try to get people playing there, right?
No, so you can gain it because moon shards are a very important part of the progression system.
Okay.
I think SLP is a bit different. SLP wasn't so progression based. That was more about if you wanted to breed your own axes, and so it was important and it had value. but it wasn't like blocking the progression system. Moon shards is definitely part of the core progression system in the game, because having runes and charms, even basic ones and common ones, are important to kind of build up and be a little bit better, kind of level up yourself. So I don't think it wouldn't be something that extreme. People are still going to be able to earn moon shards even early on. It's just it's not going to be as many. It's not going to be right now, where right now as the current game stands, I can make a new account and just rip through it as much as I could of adventure, or 20 accounts, which would be against the policy, and just forage every account every 12 hours and just have a lot of passive moon shards from getting the free rank ups and the early ranks, and all this types of stuff. And so I'm taking a while to take my turn here. This is gonna be a close one.
Ooh.
So we're gonna be moving that towards more of the end game stuff, so that we're rewarding players that have gone through that progression system and actually put in the time.
Okay.
So hopefully it serves a double purpose, and that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to allow players to progress so it feels good, while at the same time making sure that the game's not super exploitable in terms of making a bunch of accounts just for the sake of moon shards and being sort of a rune and charm farmer like you're talking about. And you'll see there's going to be tons of different ways we do that. And so when those patch notes come out, especially at the start of the season 0, it'll make much more sense what I'm saying.
That's gonna be a juicy patch note. I'm sure of it. I heard, well, everyone has heard about upgradable Axie parts. Is that something that I think I don't know. I think it's something that's gonna come down the line, not in the next, for example, 3 or 6 months. I don't think so. But to get upgradable Axie parts in here, do you have an idea of when that might be?
I don't have any timeline on that. There's so much stuff that has to go into it, including art. So I think the short-term goal is just to nice win, by the way. I think the short-term goal is basically to kind of make sure Origin's in a really good place, especially for Season 1. So obviously we're concluding Season Alpha now. That was sort of a Wild West of stuff. Although I still think it was pretty balanced considering the seasons before, right? Actually, they weren't really seasons, but the last 3 months of the game, there was a lot of massive imbalances. I thought this Season Alpha went pretty well. I thought it was a pretty good, fair, fun game, right? So obviously we want to keep improving it to Season 1, but I'm very happy with how Season Alpha went. So then as we move to Season 1, I think the goal needs to become, how are SLP emissions? How is the crafting feeling? How is the feeling of earning moon shards? How is the NFT marketplace looking, and how are people utilizing that? And getting all that locked in before we add another progression layer, which of course would be, Axie body parts. So I don't know if there should be a huge rush to that.
Yeah. When we get Season 1, obviously everything needs to be in the best way possible. Do you think there might be any issues with bugs? I know there's been a lot of bugs in this season, but everyone has said like, oh my god, every time there's a patch there are new bugs over there, there are new bugs showing up. And what I tell them is, yeah, of course, that's what alpha season is for. You need to get all those bugs out. Like you have to get them out before you start the actual game, because if you don't, then you're gonna have a game that's probably not like unplayable, but it's not what you want in the end.
Yeah. I certainly hope so. Whenever you do any sort of development or work on games, there's always this risk, right? And the best thing I can say about it is I can tell you that when there is a bug, we catch it incredibly quickly and try to respond as fast as possible. We've got multiple Discords, multiple community members. Obviously, we have a whole global community, so if there is a bug, regardless of what day or time it is, as well as a global workforce, we can get it documented and kind of on the radar very quickly, and then can kind of act accordingly. So even during the course of alpha, I've seen that there's some, pretty big bugs. There was one recently with some disconnect thing.
Oh yeah.
It was caught very quickly. It was reported very quickly. It was fixed very quickly. But yeah, I mean, nobody wants to see bugs, and I hope that as we reach Season 1, we see a lot less of them as we release.
Oh, I'm sure of it. I wanted to congratulate you guys as well for everything that's being done in Origin. We all know that Origin was not well received at the beginning, and like it's no secret to anyone. But the change that it's had in the last, I don't know, maybe month or two, it's, I don't know, like 180 degrees, totally different. Everyone's completely hooked on the game, and everyone loves it. I love it as well. And I gotta say that I was one of the ones that said, you know what, I'm not sure how those axes look. I'm really not sure. I think I prefer V2 version better of how they look. But I was playing V2 in the last days because I've got training with Quest for the tournament, for the championship, and V2 is just not it for me right now. I like Origin way more, and every single guy playing in those games as well, they're saying, you know what, I think, yeah, V2 this is a great send off, but Origin is the way to go. And I know there's people that said in the beginning, from the beginning, that Origin is the future, and you know what, you gotta hop on the train because it's gonna be a good ride. And most people weren't there for it, and I think now they are. A lot of people are.
I completely agree with you. I think Origin's got this. I've played it from the moment they launched Origin, and I think it's gotten to so much of a better place, and I consider it really well received. I was, no lie on my end, that when I first joined the team, almost I think my first or second day, I wrote this giant feedback about Origin.
Oh wow!
It's like this, yeah. Because I'm a big time gamer. Like I love games. It's what I do. Like I love games. I love any type of game, whether it's poker, whether it's of course mobile games, PC games, you name it. And so I very much approach this like a game. Of course, like I have my I have the live ops and the stuff I do to help the company. But I'm also like a gamer. I'm in there in the mix. I'm in the top 500 right now. Like I just
okay.
And I love playing. And so I wanted to make sure that I could help with that contribution to try to, work with the game design team and get as much community feedback as we could. And like I was actively trying to be part of that process because it was really important to me that this game's as fun as possible. And believe it or not, it's still going to get even more fun because I know some stuff coming that I'm like, super excited for.
No leaks, no nothing.
Well, without giving you specifics, let's just say this.
Okay.
You know that we're eventually going to have to release like Mech, Dawn, and Dusk, right? I mean, so that alone is
in itself
enough.
is a lot.
Potential there, the directions I see it going, maybe having each theme having its own each Axie class having like its own win condition type of thing.
Okay.
So, possibilities are going to be very cool. So.
Oh, you love to see it. I love that.
Yeah.
It gives so much different possibilities, not just in breeding, but gameplay wise. Every single person here just wants that extra stretch of gameplay. They want, I don't know, how can we make this even more competitive? And I think that's the way.
Yep. I definitely feel that from the community. It's super cool.
Okay.
See how this match.
I did it right?
Yeah, you got it.
Whew. Oh, they've been close ones. They've been really close.
I no longer feel bad about Puffy since you're using Triple Rosa, but I will say both of our comps.
They're pretty disgusting.
They're going to be in a worse place than they were. I believe Rosa's going to get the initial, by the way. So.
Oh, it has to. It has to. Honestly, like Banish is not enough. Yeah, it has to get an initial. And for Puffy, I think one of the changes that I thought would be good for them, I don't know, is Baby. It was a 2 cost, right? Maybe switching that back to a 2 cost, or maybe lowering the bonus damage from 22 to maybe, I don't know, 11. Because it's something that you have all game long. So if you maybe cut it down just a little bit, it's not just a tiny change, because it actually affects the whole game. Probably it could be a way. I'm not sure if that's something that's in mind, but I know that Baby might be the issue here.
Yeah, I definitely think Baby's an issue. I don't love the 2 cost idea, just because it gets really awkward on turn 1 for people. True. I know there are obviously some ways around that, but I can tell you it's not going to be a 2 cost.
Okay.
And you will see the changes pretty soon, to be honest.
Oh, okay. All right. Maybe
long to know.
Close patch notes? Maybe on the We're gonna have some patch notes maybe in the following week.
Yeah, so there'll be
Balance changes.
Yeah, so there's gonna be like two different things going on regarding to prepare for next season. There is going to be a conclusion of this season, right?
Okay.
And then there's going to be the start of and then there's obviously going to be an off season, and then there's going to be the start of the next season. So at the conclusion of this season, with that patch, there is going to be some, balance changes, bugs, fixes, some things to read. And then fast forward whenever the start of the next season, and then that's when we'll do another big patch, of course, with the SLP getting added and all that. And so, yeah, you're not, since this season's not too far away from ending, then you should know the approximate timeline of when you'll see these nerfs I was talking about coming in, because they'll be around then.
All right, that's nice. I mean, we're so close to the end already. I think.
We're right here.
I think it's gonna. I don't know. It's gonna be huge. A lot of people are waiting for it. I know some are obviously waiting for season 0, for season 1, to start breeding. One of the biggest breeders out there said that you know what, I know I'm gonna wait a bit because there's gonna be balance changes. There's gonna be a lot of stuff moving around, so I'm gonna start breeding for the next season coming up. And I know the off season, it takes about maybe a month to get that right. So I don't know. We might probably see the start of season 0, season 1, maybe on AxiCon. I know there's gonna be a lot of announcements on that one.
You got for sure, yeah. We'll see what comes, but I think it's always smart. As you were first talking about, like if you're an Axie breeder and you're trying to breed for the meta, it's obviously a pretty good idea to wait until you have seen some notes for what the next season will look like, and not as the season's ending. So
yeah,
really like that idea for sure. I've never been much of a breeder myself. In fact, I don't think I've ever, on like the we have a test net where you can mess around with stuff. But as far as the actual real blockchain and the marketplace, I don't think I've ever actually done a breed yet. Believe it or not, I'm much more of just a buyer. I just go out and find what I want.
Same. I think I'm actually gonna go ahead and get my first breed going on this summer, Lunescent Summer event.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I want a summer Axie, whichever it is. I just want to play with it, and I think it's a great time to start breeding. I guess I think it would be interesting for that. Okay. Oh wait, I think you have one card that does exactly 143. Is it Little Crab?
I'm not going to finish right now.
Oh no. Oh, nice.
Let's see if you can do.
Oh no, I got a void. No.
The energy at the top.
No.
It comes in handy.
Oh, yeah, that's GG right there.
Checking my draw pile just to make sure. I think it is, because I'm looking at my draw pile. I think my potential to draw a really bad hand isn't there. Yeah, I think I got this now.
Yeah, 100%. 2 cards,
W.
gone. Nice, GG. What do you think about, what's your take on cosmetics, on Axie cosmetics? Do you want them in game, like actual skins for the Axies? Because some people want them, some others don't. Because if you have a skin on the Axie, I don't know how that would work, but it would change. Like, for example, if you have a big yak, I don't know if you can like put a shirt on it or something like it. Maybe, I don't know, 2 stripes on the side. I don't know, something different. How would that work? And is that something you guys are thinking about?
It's interesting you bring that up as the first part of cosmetics, because that's actually not where my mind goes right away. I guess that obviously would be considered cosmetics, but like that would be more like, well, I guess it's origin specific, but those are definitely like more Axie related cosmetics, and to me, I'm a little less interested in that direction, at least right away, and I'm more interested in the actual just in-game origin, what I would call cosmetics, or in this case, all the ways you can express yourself as a player, let's say. That's, I think, the most immediate. So for me, the most important thing, since we already have them, and I already, in the last patch you saw, we already announced that we're going to be utilizing more of them, exactly what you just showed, is the stickers. So my first thing is, okay, let's make sure we get more stickers in, and let's make sure we have a really good UI, so you can manage your stickers, you can see which ones you have, which ones you don't have, and you're missing. which ones you have equipped for battle, because I don't think it's going to be sustainable.
Collectibles.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be very sustainable or a good idea if you have like 50 stickers to use in battle. Like most games just don't operate that way. Most games you equip 5 or 6 stickers, and that's just what you use, and then you just flash those in the battle. And then if you want to change them after the battle's over, go equip whatever 5 or 6 you want. So that's kind of my most immediate thing, is getting to a good place with stickers and having those, and then we can leverage those for rewards. So when we start doing these live ops events I was talking about earlier, you know, players are going to want these very exclusive stickers that we put on the top. And this is great because now players are, you know, changing their behavior, potentially burning resources, you know, engaging with the game different way for these stickers. The second thing then would be like these profile pictures at the top. Like I have this little bird, and you have the little plant.
Yeah.
I think it's a bird. It might be a beast. I don't even know.
I have no idea. It's an I think it's beast. Arco? Maybe?
Yeah.
I don't know.
So having, I think, much more of these would be. I'm just gonna like YOLO a puff here. Having
Oh my god.
Having much that worked out well. Did he have a taunt on it?
I didn't.
Oh, okay. So having a lot more of these, I think, would be cool too. For the same reason as stickers, like you want to collect them, like you know, they're gamified resources. And then of course the frame that goes around this avatar, like you know, maybe if you reached, you know, a certain rank in your last one, you get these cool frames around it, or
Oh, this one, right? Around it. Okay.
yeah. And then I don't know if you noticed that when you go in, when you're going into battle or you're in queue, your axes are standing on like a little like Olympic podium where there's like, you know, top, middle, back or whatever, those little tiny things. Well, I believe that we're going to be changing the kind of start of game UI experience so that you'll be able to see
the opponent.
This is my amount of victory stars. This is my opponent's amount of victory stars. I can see who I'm playing against and kind of have a second to see what's going on, like check out their axes, see their profile avatar, kind of know who you're going against. And so where I'm going with this is that little thing they're standing on, I didn't think is like a cosmetic in itself. So imagine if you could change that out and your axes are standing on this, you know, cool gemmed out thing. So
I like that.
Those are all the things. Yeah, those are all the things I think that I want to and we should hit first.
I actually think the emotes and the stickers, that could be a whole marketplace in itself. If we're talking about collectibles, it could actually work that way as well.
Yep. And so,
oh no,
you know, obviously that's like really good for the economy too, right? Like there's the blockchain economy, because anytime, and this is true for free to play, of course, and it's going to be true for blockchain and Web3 games as well. Anytime you're getting people to expend, you know, resources that have real, you know, let's call it fiat or on-chain value, like SLP or AXS or something. If you can get them to burn these resources for purely gamified things like cooler emotes or cooler stickers or cooler profile pictures, obviously this is great for the economy. So, you know, this is a big direction that, you know, we want to go.
That's
so
huge.
yeah, all these things are at the top of my list. And not so much the Axie cosmetics and what they're wearing. I'm sure that's going to be really important. I'm almost sure we'll do that one day. But like, I want to get these really basic things out of the way and kind of start an interaction system. And more importantly, build on what we already have. Because we already have the system in place. You know, you can use these stickers, what we're calling them, in battle right now. You can manage, you know, on your main screen. You can see what avatars, what frames you have.
Yeah, it's already there.
Build and refine on that system first, then dive into something new, I think is the way to go.
I had some like ideas for cosmetics as well. Not actually related, but maybe banners. For example, if I'm representing Quest, you know, maybe a banner behind one of the axes, like another team with the banner behind them. Like I don't know, like the axes go to war. That could work. Probably not for arena, but it could be really good for maybe tournaments. And if you win a tournament, you can actually get that banner and show it off. So it wouldn't be that common. I think it would be a nice addition, and that could probably be great for it. Other things are I've heard people say something about Axie finishers, so I'm not too sure how that would work, but I think it would be different animations that go with different attacks.
I think that's cool. I never even thought of that.
Oh, okay.
Are we 2-2 right now?
Yeah, we're 2-2.
Oh my.
And
should we flip a coin to see who goes first?
Oh yeah, please. Let's do that. Okay, so heads or tails?
I'll take heads to go second.
To go second, all right? Okay. Tails to go second for me. And it's Tails. All right. So you invite.
You have choice. 1 second, right?
Huh?
You have choice because you're one. You do 1 second, of course, right?
Yeah, I want second. Oh, that's another thing. Is that something that's gonna be changed? The energies, something like that. Do you have already something planned for it? Oh,
Yep,
that's great. That's great.
Planned, and it's definitely gonna push back toward first player. I hopefully it hits. Obviously, the goal is it hits right back to 50-50. Obviously, it's every game designer's dream to have an exact 50-50. That's like the sweet spot.
Oh yeah.
And right now it's not 50-50. I can definitely tell you that much. It's definitely geared towards second. With these changes, I anticipate it's going to move much closer to 50-50. If not, potentially maybe even give player one a slight edge. So we'll have to see.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Obviously, they're not going to rest until it's 50-50. It'll always be a task until we hit that 50-50 number.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I think it's a lot of people are looking for that, and I think if player one is going to be compensated now, is going to have a bit of an edge, then
they might.
If that happens, there's always
based on what I saw as a player, right?
Yeah.
Like as a reader of the patch notes, I saw this and thought, "Ooh, wow!" Like definitely, I think it's not going to be all about player two anymore for some reason. So.
Oh, people are gonna complain obviously for it, and like you said, no one's gonna be entirely happy unless it's 50-50. But I think it's something that goes hand in hand with games and gaming companies. It's always like that. If you make a change, there's some people that are not gonna like it. If you do something different, there's always gonna be a group of people that are gonna say, you know what, I did not like that decision. Kind of like what happened with saying that AxiCon is going to be in Barcelona. Obviously, even if it were, I don't know, in America, even if it was in Latin America, Philippines, anywhere, other people from another continent were going to go ahead and, you know what, I'm not too happy about that one. And I think it's like I was talking with Stuart about that as well on the podcast, and I said, yeah, so huge, 100%. We got.
Well, I met him in Vietnam, and we just became such good buddies.
Oh, really? Well, yeah, he's such a good person, honestly. He said something like, yeah, even if wherever we had it, people were gonna be mad about it at some point. So the only way to do this right was doing it in a place that ticked most of the boxes on our list.
Yeah.
And I think that's the way to go. In the end, that's the only thing that you can do. Because if not, then you're probably not just... there's obviously going to be people that are going to be mad about it. But if it's the best for the majority of the people, then that's the way to go. That's always best.
Yeah. Yeah, so, I mean, I hope to see it personally. Unlucky Roses, by the way, that might cost you this game.
Oh, yeah.
I hope that it kind of travels around the world, to be honest, like the Olympics or something. It would be super cool if by the way, I just drew 4 cards from the front axis.
So. It's alive.
Yeah, that's going to hurt. I'm trying to think if I should put any cards back really quick. It's probably going to die anyways, so that matters. Yeah, so it would be cool if it was kind of in a different place every time, right? Like imagine if it was in Barcelona, then it was in the United States, then it was in the Philippines, then it was in, so I don't know how it's going to go, but.
So you had a couple of questions that you wanted to ask me. The first one of those being, I think it was, what's my favorite thing about Axie Origin and the least favorite. So my favorite thing right now, I don't know. I just love hopping in and grinding every single day, playing the games. I love the new effects, the new cards, the new art. It's huge. It's insane. I love that. And I think the runes and charms, that change is huge. And I think a lot of people don't realize that yet. Even though they've played this alpha season, runes and charms are huge. It's even more than SOP, I would say. And I love that about this, the whole change to Axie Origin. That's been insane. what I think what I don't like right now, in a way, is how exploitable it could be at some point. But you know what? The same thing. It's alpha season, and people obviously they're gonna do everything and anything they can to get to the top. Maybe exploit the round two, kind of exploit all that. It's gonna happen. It's a game, and it's, I don't know. I think like I've said, alpha season is like, here's the game. Try to do your best to break it, and we'll fix it. The guy that's in first place has like 4 people playing the account. I don't know, but that's not against TOS. In the end, you can share the account. It's your account. You can do anything, but you cannot multi-account. That's what you can't do. Oh, we got it. We got the dub. GG, man. It's insane. You set your top 500, right? I
was top 200, but I kind of let myself slip a bit.
I feel very good about myself right now.
Nice. Well done.
What's the second question you had?
The exploitability on Axie Origin. I mean, obviously that's sort of what Alpha's for, is to figure out like, hey, what's the ways people are abusing the system? Like, who would have thought going into this that there was a way you could guarantee go second? You know, obviously that's fixed now, but like, I don't think any engineer who built this game imagined that was possible.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's just it was just supposed to be a kind of a random decision, but then there's always these like loopholes, and so
True.
I know real money's on the line, and so people get really sensitive, and they care a lot, of course, because they want to win as much as they can. They want to. It's not just reaching the top of the leaderboards. Obviously, the AXS has an impact as well, but I don't think if we didn't put AXS this season, I don't think as many people would have played it or played it as hard. And so I think that was kind of the point of the alpha season in my mind. It's like, hey, the reason there should be AXS in there is because we need many people to come over. Obviously, SLP is still going to be in Classic, and we want a lot of people to come over and really push hard. And they didn't when there was no AXS, and they did when there was AXS. And so I know that it's frustrating to feel like you're losing to exploits or imbalances or things because there's AXS on the line, but the big picture is that as a community, like, we're finding so many things because there's so many people playing it so passionately that we're exposing all these things, and we can fix them before it like really matters. Because wait till you see how much AXS there's gonna be.
Oh wow, okay.
Wow. It's nice that this is a small amount, and so let's. It was great that for such a relatively small amount, we can find so many bugs and get so much passion.
Yeah, obviously. But you need the AXS rewards out there. I've told a lot of people, you're actually lucky that we have AXS rewards in this one, and what they want is everyone playing the game to find bugs, and that's what's happening. That's the good part here. So imagine, yes, okay, let's have a season alpha without earnings and without AXS rewards. What would happen is a lot of people would not play it, and a lot of these bugs might not even get discovered. So that's what I'm telling a lot of people. You're lucky that we have AXS rewards right now. And yes, there's going to be exploits. Yes, I know the team must be behind it like all day, every single day, and try to just get that as quick as they can, get it out of the game, make a hot fix. I don't know. I think there's people probably working even, hefty hours, after hours even, maybe, I don't know, a team that's 24/7, who knows. But what I do know is that there's a lot of people behind this game, and I like that. I like that because there's a feeling of, there's not just people that are looking for, let's get SLP to the game. How do we do it to make the economy great? That's good. But there's actual gamers like you that want to make the game fun. And that's been helping so much during the last months that people, I don't think they are going to need any more incentives other than, yes, I want to get to the top to play the game. Because before it would be like, okay, yeah, you know what? I'm going to play Origin to see how it goes. But now you've got AXS as well, but the game is fun. So it's not like, oh, you know what, okay, I gotta grind, and it's a grind, and I'm getting bored. It's not like that at all. 60 energies in Origin take way longer than 60 energies in Classic. but people do it. People get them done. And I've seen a lot of people say, you know what, I did my 60 energies and I did not even realize I did them. Because they like the game.
I love it, to be honest. And this is my preferred style of gameplay, to be honest. I love these sort of, card battle, decision-making types games. Hearthstone in the past, Magic the Gathering. This is right in that realm of something you could chill. You got YouTube or a movie on the side, and you can just play the game. There's just enough thinking involved that you can still watch that you can still kind of like enjoy it and make some interesting decisions and really outplay your opponent. But it's like also chill enough that you're not like having to calculate how much energy people have in it in a second and have the notepad out. It's just like cool. Like let me play through my deck, and I still think a lot of the decision making is on the and I always say deck, by the way, but I guess
it's a deck. Yeah, I mean,
three axes you choose to bring, I still think is the biggest decision you'll make. I think when Origin first launched, it was about the only decision you made. Yeah. I remember when Origin first came out, all you did was just click cards. It didn't really matter because like you just had your thing. Now there's definitely some things going on with the return mechanic, and I think there's many more choices. I still think there should be more, but
it's not just throwing cards now.
The theorycraft is what's fun for me. Is like, hey, what am I gonna do, and how can I tech this one guy out? Like now I got to go buy a whole new axe. I want to tech out one card, so whatever. But yeah,
I love theory crafting. I love creating teams, like different teams that work, AOE teams, shielding teams. I love that, and it's one of the things that I really love about Origin. It gives me a whole new field to just like get in the marketplace and start hopping around looking for teams, because on Classic, I think for the last 2 seasons, the meta didn't change that much, so there wasn't really something new that you could like bring out and people would go like, oh my god, that's super OP. So this is totally different. You got new axes, you got new parts, and apart from that, you got your runes and you got your charms. So even though haven't had the best of luck, but you can work around them and make your team the best way you can with what you've got. I think crafting is insane.
I personally love the way, and this is such a gamer type thing, it's which is a gacha system with this, crafting. There's a randomness to it, but all of a sudden you get this awesome pull, whether it's something like the charm that every time you use it puts a taunt on your guy, or you pull the Heart of the Ocean rune, whatever it is, everything changes in that moment. Because not only is it a feel good moment, you immediately go, I got to build a team around this. It's like, especially when there's no NFTs available because it's only going to be yours, you almost feel like I'd be stupid not to build a team around this, right? And so, especially that that charm where it puts it on a card that every time you cast the card, you get to use taunt. Like that's a no-brainer for Wall Gecko, because how nasty is it that every time you cast Wall Gecko, you have to hit that guy, right? Or Heart of the Ocean, let's say you're a plant kind of healing stall player, and all of a sudden you pull Heart of the Ocean, and I know that's a really hard one to hit, but if you do, you're like, well, I'm building an aqua bubble.
You're done. You're done.
Like, your win rate's just gonna go up, and that's how it should be. That's how a lot of these games operate. I've played other games like Clash Royale and all these types of things, and I think they're big influences where if you do get a lucky pull, or you do get a quick power jump from something like a rune or a charm or whatever, you're going to feel that. Your win rate's going to go up for a bit, and then it's going to place you against other people that either have a lot of skill with their axes or have found the equal equivalent of runes and charms. So you'll always end up where about you should be, and that's the beauty of sort of Elo MMR systems.
And it's never really over, because if you get another different rune, then you gotta go, you switch up your game as well. And that might take you higher, that might take you lower, and that's where you theory craft an insane OP team with the runes you've got.
So, and that's where I'm really excited and also kind of nervous in a good way to see how this whole NFT marketplace is going to be now with runes and charms, because imagine you have everything at your disposal, assuming you're willing to like sort of buy or trade for it, if you want to think of it that way, where you pull a rune or charm you don't want. Obviously you can't direct trade, but you can sell it and then use that fund to buy the one that you do want. And to have all those options on the table, though, that's what I'm nervous for, is the overwhelmingness. I could see myself potentially spending a lot of money, because I'm like, I'm gonna go out and buy like Heart of the Ocean on the first or second week, and I'm gonna buy 3 bubble charms, and then I'm like, nah, I don't like this deck as much. I'm gonna hard pivot, but I don't want to lose my Heart of the Ocean, so I'm not gonna sell it.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go out and buy like and then buy a whole new set of stuff that works.
A different team. Yeah, I'm gonna let you know a little kind of a secret, but I've talked to a lot of pro players, and I asked them this question: what happens if it's week 1, and you already have a team in mind, and you hop on the marketplace, and you see the mythic rune you want that someone crafted in the first days, and you've got that, but the person is selling it for $1,000. Would you go for it? And every single one of them said yes. Of course I'm going for it, because that will put me up there so quickly, and I'll start earning stars so quickly that I will make profit 100%.
Because you'll earn more moon shards and SLP and all that, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think, to be honest, and I hope this is true, I hope the game's gotten to a fun enough point where it's not even always going to be a calculation of EV or how much AXS you're getting back at the end of the season, but it's just because you want to beat people.
Mm-hmm.
You like the game enough that you just enjoy winning because it's fun and because you're, you got that gamer at heart mentality where it doesn't matter if it's $1,000, $100, whatever it is, you just need it because that's your deck. Those are your axes. That's what you got to build around, and so you want it. So hopefully it gets to that place.
Yeah. Well, if it happened in V2, it's going to happen here. Because in V2, there was a lot of AXS, but it was distributed in a wider variety of people. But here you've got, I think it's top 10K. So people would grind the heck out of V2 just to say, you know what, I'm top 1K, I'm top 500, I'm top 100 in V2. That's like, not just because of the AXS, but for for the honor of saying, yes, you know what, I'm here. I'm one of the best players of Axie Infinity.
Yep, I mean, I definitely want to be near the top as well, to be honest with you. I mean, I love this game, and I want to at least hit challenge every season. At least. I want to hit challenge every season if I can. So we'll see how hard I play and how much I'm putting into it and how good my theory crafts are. But I do want to ask you, especially before we're done, I want to ask you a little bit about crafting. We've been talking about runes and charms a lot, right? Mm-hmm. And I definitely have some things on my mind and some things that are happening. And I kind of want to use you as someone to ask you about like some user feedback. So if you could open your craft screen really quick.
Yep.
I just want to walk through a few things, which is that. So obviously we've got there's a basic craft for 100, and the way I always think of that is like that's how you're gonna get your those ones that you need. Like if you need leftover potions or the thick shields or those other things, that's kind of the one to go to. But then of course you got your 1000 craft, which is sort of the main thing. That's like the one most people should always be rolling because they're getting all the
rares, the epics.
Rare. Yeah. And then down below is kind of interesting. Now you can craft your own utility items so that you're basically spending moon shards to delay your rune or charm, but to give you an increased chance. And I want you to just take everything off the table about how the game works now and kind of tell me how you feel about crafting these utility. Like, how does it make you feel when you craft these utility items? So let's say you save up 3,000 moon shards, which is obviously a chance to roll 3 runes or charms. But you could instead invest it into utility items. Like, how does that make you feel? And just talk to me a little bit about crafting and utility items and what you think about kind of or thought about it.
All right, so yeah, in the beginning, when I just got to the game, I wasn't really sure what these were for, so I looked up on YouTube, I got some guides, and I don't know, I felt like, okay, 4K, I think it was like way too much. But imagine if 4K could work with just one, then perfect. But I think a lot of people just go 3 of these to try to get a mystic. So that means way more moon shards than like you had anticipated before. But in the end, I think it's good because it's a way that you wait. Okay, wait, I'm thinking about the game, how it works. But I'm thinking like, yeah, it's a great way to make people not waste, but use other moon shards to like it's like a burning mechanism in itself. To get these, and you might get a better chance to roll others, maybe like a lottery kind of thing. But I think if there were other kind of recipes up here instead of utility recipes, that would be great. Like imagine a utility recipe that helps you gain more more epics, or maybe even one that you can, you know what, that works the same as this, costs a little bit more, but you get extra moon shards in your games. Yeah. So more different kind of recipes up here could be the way to go as well. I'm not saying that these are bad, because obviously it's like a lot of people are going to play, a lot of people are going to buy these to try to get the best ones. But if maybe these changed for different recipes already pre-made, that could be great.
Yeah. Do you think do you personally kind of have the patience to hoard up 13,000 moon shards to be able to do a triple moon dust craft and followed by 1,000 intermediate? So you would need 13,000 moon shards to kind of just roll once?
No.
And then it's not a guarantee.
No.
But, yeah.
That's what people are doing right now. They're just, you know what? I'm gonna use this one, and I'm gonna use 3 of the green ones, and because it's faster, it's just faster. You use 3 of these, and you're done. You just cross your fingers and try to get the best runes. Obviously, a lot of people are not gonna get the best runes or charms with 3 greens, but I don't know if they're kind of like forced to do it because they don't want to gain any more moon shards to try to just throw it out with 3 of the mystics, because it's just way too much and it's too much at stake. If you don't hit the mystic one, then I don't know. I think 3 of these don't guarantee you a mystic even. It's just a higher percentage.
Yeah.
Sorry.
When players go to craft, especially using utility items or crafting utility items, I should say, there's a little bit of sort of like, well, other players must be doing it because I just lost to a guy that has good runes and charms. Therefore, I feel like I have to do it too, or I'm missing out on the best possible way to craft.
I think a lot of people are just grinding to craft with these. Only these ones that might be like the cheapest way to get good runes and epic runes, rare runes, maybe a mystic rune. But they're only using the green one and the blue one. Maybe 2 greens and 1 blue. But I've never seen them use 3 greens or even 2 greens and 1 blue. It's just 3 greens or 2 greens and 1 blue.
Yeah,
I've never seen this one being used because it just lowers your possibility on others. You can just use it one of the potions and that's it.
Yeah. So final question for you about crafting. We've obviously got, I forget what the DAU is right now, but there's still a lot of people playing Classic right now, believe it or not. I think it's because of all the scholars and SLP and stuff. But the Origin, the people playing right now are obviously the hardest of core users because there's no SLP and all that. Now we're about to obviously, when we take out SLP from Classic and put it into Origin, we're going to see a ton of players, at least we anticipate, rightfully so, move from Classic to Origin. Because that's where everything is. There'd almost be no reason to play Classic anymore, just for the sake of enjoying it, and of course some esports stuff. And other than that, but it'll have everything. It'll have SLP. It'll have AXS. So we're going to bring a lot of people over. Do you think? And a lot of people we're going to bring over are going to be kind of more casual people, or eventually when we get the game on the App Store, and other types of things. And so kind of where I'm going with this is like, do you think the crafting system right now is a little too complex for the average user, or do you think it's acceptable or in a good place?
First off, when you start the game and you know nothing about this, if you don't watch maybe a guide or a YouTube video, then it's really tough to just go around this, picking what you want best. Like the percentages here, it might throw some people off. I mean, I love that because I actually can just work around it. I love the numbers, but I know there's a lot of people that might not like that. And even myself at the beginning, I stared at this crafting like UI, and I did not know what to do. Like, what are these? What are these for? And then I go here and there's nothing. But and then I realized, so these are the ones that I have to craft. So I actually get the thing and I go back and I use it here, and it's a little bit of less intuitive. But once you get the hang of it, then it's easy. But I mean, there's a tutorial here, right? It's right up here, I think, for using this. But I don't know, maybe the UI could be a little bit different to show this in a different way. Maybe having your recipes on one side and then your special utility. I mean, it's not recipes. These are not recipes in itself. They're potions and different crafting materials. Because they could be on the other side. Like you just pick them and throw it in the pot. Is it something you're looking to change?
Yeah, actually.
Okay.
Yeah. That's why I'm just kind of making sure before we make some finalizations. I was kind of asking.
We'll finish off with this one. So yeah, AxiCon is right here.
Yep.
Are you going?
Yeah.
What are you expecting from it?
Excited.
What can we expect from it?
That's a good question. Well, what I can expect from it is honestly just the energy. I think it's going to get people excited. It's going to get us excited, and we're going to fuel off each other's energy. You know, I had the privilege of going to Vietnam and meeting the team. That was super important for me to do, and man, I cannot describe the amount of passion and bullishness and energy we all felt after meeting each other. We all got each other so excited for Axie Infinity, for Origin, for Land, for everything, you name it. We were just excited, and I carried that excitement. I'm still carrying it all to this day from that trip, which was like over a month ago at this point. And that was just, you know, Sky MAVIS, Axie Infinity, DAO, you know, sort of like internal people. Now we get to share that with the community. So what I'm expecting from it is this shared energy that we're going to fuel each other. You know, you're going to fuel us with stuff, we're going to fuel you, and it's just going to create this awesome excitement, right, obviously, up until Season 1. And so I'm really excited for that, and I'm definitely sort of a passion energy person. You know, I'm very big on, like, you know, passion drives me, and so I have to be passionate about what I work on, and I'm very passionate about this game, and so, you know, it's awesome.
You love to see it.
What anyone going can expect, they're still sorting out the details, but wow, it looks like a lot. And in case you didn't get the memo, I think it's like a 4-day event or something, or 3 actual days of event, and then like 1 kind of check-in or hangout day. And obviously there's a lot of, if 72 hours or 3 days or whatever, that's a lot of stuff to fill. So I would be expecting all sorts of stuff. I would be expecting exclusive things. I would be expecting opportunities to get swag and merchandise. I would be expecting to learn a lot. I would be expecting to get leaks, to be honest with you, from things you're going to hear first from being there, to learn about the ways we think. I mean, I know I'm going to be giving a presentation, you know, sort of about stuff I'm doing or working on. I mean, as are, of course, everyone else. Phil, you know, Jiho.
Nice.
You're going to expect to see some awesome Axie Origin matches. You're going to expect to see some great Classic matches even, because we're going to be sending off Classic with the big esports tournament that I think Ziori talked about. So yeah, I mean, anyone that can make it out there in any way, shape, or form, I know it's the first one, it would be great.
Gotta do it.
Don't stress. I hope and anticipate this is going to be an annual thing, and so hopefully it'll become more available, easier to access, whatever. But yeah, I'm extremely excited for this first AxieCon, and yeah, bullish.
That's great. That's great. Love the jacket, by the way. Talking about merch, love that jacket.
I love this. I'm very proud to wear this around. When I travel and stuff, you know, if I'm at an airport or I'm, you know, out, I love to wear this. I want people to know that, like, I love this company and I represent them. And, you know, if anyone sees me and they recognize it.
Yeah, they know. It's a beautiful jacket. And it's been over an hour. I'm so sorry. The time actually flew by. I was not.
I had a great time.
I did not pay attention. But thank you so much for your time and taking time to be here and talking about all this. I really got a insane vibe from you. You love this game and you want to see it get better every single day, like every one of us. So we're on the same page, and yeah, I hope to see everyone on AxieCon. Everyone that can get over there, please go. It's gonna be insane, and you're gonna be able to meet ZOSER. So yeah, thank you. Hope to have you around here again sometime with future updates over down the line. So yeah, had a blast, man. Had a blast. Have a great night.
Thank you so much for doing this. Yeah, take care.
You too. Bye. Have a good one.
Take care.
So yeah, that was ZOSER. He's the live ops lead for Sky MAVIS and Axie Infinity. There's a lot. You gotta, I don't know. You guys have to read this, listen to this over again. There's a lot of information that we didn't have, and that's gonna be insane. Hope you had a blast. Hope you guys liked it. And you know what? there is something called the Lunasian code, and if you head over to your settings in your wait, you know what? Let's actually just do it right now. Let me show you guys what to do. So, if you head over to your marketplace, you go to your dashboard, you go to account settings, and there's a referral code here. You can use a referral code. I did not have it because this is not the main account. Please don't kill me. But I will be using a referral code here. What you guys will be using, please, is this one, code EDU. It's easy. It's simple. Just use it. It's EDU. Just right there. Right there. And you know what else is right there? The subscribe button. Please, just hit it. Just hit the subscribe button. It's one button, man. It's right there. It helps a lot. It helps, right? It does help a lot, right? Yeah. Yeah, my cat is saying yes. So I guess it's my wife. So yeah. Like the video, subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one.